Ah, why does it keep recording without me pressing record? Hi Sagittarius, my loves. You alright? I'm back. Thanks for having me, as it were. Yeah, I took a bit of a break, but I'm going to pull some cards for you today. I'm going to look at past energies, current energies, and where these energies might take you, bearing in mind everyone has free will, you and other people. I'm not here to make hard and fast predictions. It's more just about looking at the energies surrounding the situation, giving you options, helping you look at the core issues. That's kind of my aim anyway. That's kind of the intention that I set. So if that kind of thing sounds good to you, please hang around. Obviously it's a collective reading, so not every single thing's necessarily going to resonate with you. Please take what resonates and leave the rest, okay, my loves? It's a general reading, right? So I'm just going to be talking about people's energies, how energies interact with other energies. Those other energies, maybe a person, a job, a thing. To a certain extent, it is for you to take what I say about the energies and sort of apply it to your life as you see fit, really. But I try to give sort of examples of what the energies I'm talking about could look like in real life. So I hope you relate to some of those examples. More on the current energy, please, for Sagittarius. Current energy for Sagittarius, please. Current energy for Sagittarius, please. You've got death at the centre of your reading. I mean, you've got, and right above it, you've got the Ten of Swords in the past. So it does feel like something coming to an end for you, Sagittarius. Oh, I'm sorry about my shuffling. The cards are just doing what they will. We'll get you them. You want to come out or not? It's the Eight of Wands. I don't know if it wants to come out or not. It might come out later. The Ten of Wands, another card of an ending. You've got two tens and you've got death. I guess one door closes, another opens. It's cheesy as fuck, but it's true. You couldn't make it up. One door closes, another one opens, and then out comes the Fool after 3 cards of an ending. And then you do have another 10 down here, but it's kind of a good 10 if you like. It's, you know, it's the 10 of Cups, the second happiest card in the deck. I like your future line, Sagittarius. King of Swords in reverse on the bottom of the deck. Right. I'm just going to give a broad overview of past, present, future, and then we'll go back to the beginning and we'll dig and dig and dig. And that means my readings are now about half an hour long. It's just the kind of style that has happened now that I've come back. I do like to dig. Right. Overall energy of your reading is very much that of one door closing and another one opening, Sag. I wonder if this King of Swords reverse is kind of representative here of what you've shut the door on. Because it's not a nice energy, and if it was in my life, I think I'd want to shut the door on it. This could be a part of yourself that you've shut the door on. The King of Swords can be just very blunt and unkind. I mean, blunt can be okay, right? And actually, yeah, I get where this King of Swords is coming from. I'm the Queen of Swords, right? Like, truth is important. Truth is in a way more important than kindness. If you find that the two are butting up against one another, yeah. In that sense, I think it is. But some people use a fake commitment to the truth, I think, to be deliberately unkind, and that's the type of thing that is coming at me from this reverse King of Swords. I'll just show you the cards. I like to try and show you the cards. I do think there might be little synchronicities for you in the card. I mean, what he's carrying it's a bird of prey of some sort, I don't know, and 3 butterflies above his head, and there he is stood in the clouds. He's coming across as quite superior when he's in his reverse energy like this. Where was I going with this? I see, I've lost my train of thought now because I've started talking about bloody birds of prey and butterflies. I love birds. It's just this energy of being unnecessarily cutting in a way that really it comes across as deliberately wanting to be hurtful, and then they turn around and go, well, I'm just being honest. I'm like, yeah, there's kind of a balance between being honest and actually just deliberately fucking hurting someone, you know. This could be something that you do to yourself, or it could be an external energy of some sort, and that could be a person, a job, a relationship, whatever. Let's just do a broad overview then of your past here. Hermit, Ten of Swords, and the Chariot. The Ten of Swords is that ending that I spoke about, and it does feel painful. The Ten of Swords is a painful ending. You might literally feel like someone stabbed you in the back. Or you might feel like you were stabbing yourself in the back and you had enough of doing that to yourself. Either side of the Ten of Swords, we've got the Hermit and the Chariot. So the Chariot is a very beautiful, flowing energy. But it feels like to keep yourself in that flow, you've had to take a step back and do some kind of internal processing. There's something here as well with the Chariot coming out about facing problems head on. So I think in the past there you have embodied that kind of attitude of facing things head on. Even like head on sort of within yourself. I quite like it. Current energy. Got a sideways King of Pentacles. I mean, that's linked to this King of Swords energy, whether that's a part of yourself or someone else. The Death card speaks of calling it quits, basically, on that type of energy. Because it felt just so oppressive. It felt really oppressive, but it would feel more oppressive if it was upright, but it's come out in reverse. So it's like a sense of oppression is starting to lift as you move yourself away from the energy of these reverse and sideways kings, which I'm never a fan of so much, really, when they're in reverse. I mean, sometimes when they're in reverse it's because it's incoming, but with the court cards here, it feels like more just the negative aspects of that particular court card. And with the sideways card, it's just this idea of being unsure or sort of flip-flopping between the two upright and reverse energies, a sort of inconsistency. So I would say upright here, the King of Pentacles would be stable, secure, grounded, but it's like it's flip-flopping between the more positive and negative aspects of the card. So the more negative aspects of the card would be quite someone who's quite mean, almost like quite mean with giving their resources. So whether that's actually mean with money, which often Pentacles directly is money, but it could be time. It even can speak to love. I mean, you know, he's holding this pentacle close to his heart, really. So in anything like that, but I see you sort of putting a lid on that energy, whether that's someone else's energy, a job, some part of you. You're like, no, I've had enough of this feeling of oppression. Yeah, and I'm going to step away from it into something fucking beautiful, can I just say, Sagittarius? I mean, this is just... Oh! Look at the cards that have come out for your future. Temperance, the Fool, Ten of Cups. It's like just peace and harmony. what are we going to find when we dig underneath it, hey? I don't know. Obviously it's surface energy, but come on. I don't think it's superficial with the way that I see that you've dealt with stuff here. I mean, obviously it's not some ultimate job done, my life's complete. You know, life's a work in progress, isn't it? Constantly, right? But this is, I think it's just lovely. I'm sure when we dig, we might find bits and bobs still for you, you know, that might come up for you to work on. But geez, Sag, like, I'm proud of you. You know, temperance is just that. And what's coming through with both these cards, they might be more like that way, is like a sense of internal balance, really. And for some of you with the Ten of Cups, it might speak to also a beautiful, beautiful balance within a relationship. It feels new. So when we clarify that, I wouldn't be surprised if we get some aces coming up. It doesn't feel like it's got much to do with what you've stepped away from here, I'll be honest, but I'll probably just look like an idiot now because I'll probably pull something that links it back to that. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. Right. Let's dig under this past energy now. I've given you an overview. This Ten of Swords ending. Tell me more about what Sagittarius put an ending to, please. The Knight of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Sun reversed. Okay. Huh. This feels like quite an amicable ending, to be honest. It feels quite grown up. It feels just like it was almost enough. Something was almost enough. I'll just show you these cards. Something was almost enough. But there's something relating to this that's a double-edged sword. I keep getting this for Page of Swords. She's walking on a sword. And it just keeps coming to mind, double-edged sword. So there was something about what you've ended here. So say it was a relationship. There was something about the relationship or some part of the relationship that felt like a double-edged sword to you. And I suspect that's part of the reason the ending came about as well. But you know, the number of times I've had the Knight of Cups come out in reverse in recent readings, and I've just been like, yeah, well done for stepping away from this energy. Like, this is now coming through differently. To those other nights, but also to what I was saying before. This goes further back in the past. This is this person before they turned into, or parts of yourself, that before it turned into a sort of reversed king situation. I don't know if this is a rose-tinted glasses thing or what. There's no Six of Cups. There's no Six of Cups in reverse, which would indicate that yet. But I don't think it is. I think at some point it just really was almost there. It was almost enough. It keeps coming back to that. It was almost enough. Because the sun is still beautiful when the sun's in reverse, but it's like, it's just not almost, it's just the balance just isn't quite there. And then following on from that, it's almost like the Knight and the Page have turned into a reverse king and a sideways king. I hope that makes sense. I've done my best. And it feels like quite tricky energy to navigate. And yeah, then there's that double. Let's find out more about that double-edged sword. What's this double-edged sword that's showing up in Sagittarius' reading, please? What's this double-edged sword that's showing up in Sagittarius' reading? Two of Pentacles in reverse. It's got its good aspects, it's got its bad aspects, and how do you navigate those? You see, it's like its good aspects and its bad aspects. How do you balance those out? How do you navigate those? It's something like, and here's an interesting example for you. It's all tarot. Tarot itself, I think you can see that as a double-edged sword, okay? It can be a really, really useful tool for self-exploration, for working out what the fuck's going on with yourself. If you're using it to obsessively try and read someone else's energy instead of talking to them, if you're watching video after video saying your ex is going to come back to you, yeah, then that's the more negative aspects of it. So there was something like that. Either this whole relationship was a double-edged sword, or something within the relationship, some activity within the relationship was a double-edged sword. That's what I'm getting for you. It's a bit strange. And then the Hermit in the Chariot. A decision was made. Almost isn't enough. You decided almost isn't enough, hey? What's underneath this Chariot? What's underneath this Chariot, please? Huh. Yeah. You've got the Fool card again. Moving forward. I mean, it seems like it was really tough to come to this decision. Really tough to come to this decision. Eight of Swords energy isn't fun. I don't think you're in that energy anymore, but it was so much thinking. Did you make this decision from a place of clarity? I'm wondering with that Eight of Swords. Because the Chariot feels very fast. I mean, whether you did or you didn't, that doesn't mean it was the right or the wrong decision. But I can't help asking the question of how much clarity did you have when you made this decision? Tower and the Knight of Pentacles. To be honest, the Tower in that context is kind of reassuring me that you did come from a place of clarity. But let me just specifically ask that. Did this decision come from a place of clarity? Ten of Cups sideways. Yeah. You don't know. You don't know if it's worth pursuing a Ten of Cups with this person still. Oh, look who's on the bottom of the deck. Was I not saying earlier I've had the Knight of Cups reversed in so many readings. You don't know. You don't know if this person's a Knight of Cups upright or a Knight of Cups reversed. In all honesty, they probably flip between the two, like, which I'm not saying is a bad thing. We're all different at different times. Energy is not static. Because the Knight of Cups represents that beautiful flow of emotion. I've said this in all the readings where this has been coming up. I can't help it. If it keeps coming up, I have to say it. It's that beautiful flow of emotion. It's vulnerability. But obviously when it's in reverse, that stops. And if there's a sort of inconsistency of it, then of course you don't know. You don't know if you can achieve this beautiful harmony with this person. The fact it's come out sideways is telling me you don't know. So we were asking, did you make this decision from a position of clarity? It's like, yeah, you were as clear as you could be at the time, I suppose, but this feels really tricky, Sagittarius. Let me get another card. There was questions. There was stuff you didn't have straight in your head, I think. There was stuff, I think there was stuff you didn't have straight in your head. But the reason, the point is, I don't know that there was any way to get it straight in your head. With the Eight of Swords. Yeah. So that sort of makes a mockery of my entire question, which was, did you have clarity? I mean, obviously, you can't bloody know everything about everything. You don't know the future, you don't exactly know or understand another person's feelings, but I suppose what I'm asking is, could you have found out more before you made your decision? Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Could you have found out more before you made your decision? Yeah. Four of Wands sideways. Nine of Cups reversed on the bottom of the deck. Could you have found out more? There's just... Yeah, you could have found out more. I think you could have found out more about this person's ideas, about what they think a Ten of Cups looks like, what they think a Four of Wands looks like. These are both cards of partnership, like most often romantic love, romantic union. Four of Wands, for example, can be about marriage. It can be about other celebrations as well. I mean, to have both of these cards come out, the Four of Wands and the Ten of Cups, it's just like, I just think maybe there was some stuff here that didn't get discussed or something, but why? Why? So why then? Yeah, because it's like you did a lot of internal work to come to this decision, and with the Eight of Swords as well. But could more have been found out from another energy that would have given you more clarity? And I sort of have the feeling that it could have been, but somehow it wasn't. So why wasn't it? Why wasn't it? Why? Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is a very individual energy, so it makes sense that that would come out. You know, with the Hermit, with me saying about you reaching this decision more internally. Yes, it was a unilateral decision. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just laying out what I see in the energy. Of course, there were certain decisions in life that absolutely should be a unilateral decision. I remember when I can't really go into too much detail about myself, but let's just say a decision to end a relationship should be a unilateral decision. I mean, yes, obviously if you can have be amicable about it and discuss the issues surrounding it, great, and all that, but like ultimately, of course, it should be a unilateral decision. Like, yeah, and that's what's happened. And like I said it here, it's not like totally not amicable. It feels reasonably amicable, but there's just something here about, did you actually have everything you needed to make the decision? That's playing on someone's mind anyway, else it wouldn't be coming up. But like, maybe you did, and it looks like there could have been more. I mean, there always could be more to find out, couldn't there? So, and we were asking why not? Why? Because somebody just wanted to be in their individual space, in their individual energy. That's why, I suppose. And that in and of itself is a good enough reason to stick 10 swords in it, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Hopefully that's good enough. Let's get to your current energy at the moment. This reading is got 5 minutes left, and I've only okay. It's going to overrun basically. So let's just ask for clarity on this Death card and see what kind of ended. What kind of ended, and then we'll get to the Fool to see what can begin. What ended? Two of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, the Star. It was something long-standing, I feel, that ended. It may be in the process of ending for some of you, because the Two of Wands is still here, and the Knight of Pentacles, this is slow energy. Yeah, it might be a bit of a drawn out ending actually, because for some of, I can see some of the issues bleeding into the current, so it feels like a bit of a drawn out ending for some of you. And also, but so that's one thing that these two can point towards, but like I say, also it's something that's kind of been a long time coming. Yeah. And this feeling of this Ten of Wands feeling, it feels to me like that's been lifted. Am I along the right lines with that this Ten of Wands has been kind of lifted? It feels like a bit like a weight off your shoulders or something like that. High Priestess. Okay. Ace of Cups. I said we might see the Ace of Cups, didn't I? But no, this is different. Yeah, so the high, it's almost like now this weight has been lifted, you can bring in this High Priestess energy. This High Priestess energy feels incoming to me now, and it's like the lifting of the burden, the lifting of the weight, the oppression, the sense of oppression being gone is allowing you to be more in touch with yourself again, be more in touch with your own intuition. It's a weak incoming energy. It feels very new. But like, I have no doubt that these energies are going to be kind of upright in your life. And I think the Ace of Cups showing up here is kind of a just a love towards yourself that you're being able to feel again, because something's been lifted. A sense of oppression has been lifted. It's like you can be in contact with yourself again. Yeah. Let's look at your beautiful, beautiful future and hope that when I dig under these energies, this beautiful energy doesn't get spoiled or something like that. So we asked what had ended. It might still be like an ongoing ending, but I do see right under the Death, the Fool. It's beautiful. New incoming something for you. So let's see what is coming in for you, Sagittarius. Let's see what's coming in for you as one door closes. What's underneath the Fool? The Ten of Cups again, which we've got there. It's in reverse because it's incoming. The Six of Swords, that makes total sense. The Six of Swords is about walking away from shit that's just caused upheaval in your life and moving on to calmer waters. And Judgment. So Judgment here does feel like somebody trying, and the way it's come out in reverse, somebody trying to hold you back from taking that leap of faith, walking through that newly opened door. It feels like someone trying to hold you back from walking through that newly opened door, where I do believe your Ten of Cups lies. We've got it twice. Yeah. Because look at this Six of Swords card, where she is starting out kind of on a journey away from the Five of Swords, away from the bullshit, away from what we've talked about. She does have a bit of a look of doubt in her eyes. But, you know, that's kind of natural and human, my loves. So the thing that's holding you back, that's represented by this Judgment card, it might not necessarily be another energy. It might not be this energy up here, which feels tempting. It might just be a part of yourself. It might be your own doubts, which I do see coming up here. Temperance. So this is an energy that's definitely available. This is balance within yourself, and I'm just wondering if we get underneath it, might we see like any potential barriers that you have to accessing that energy, because, you know, if we don't get underneath it, we don't help you. So let's see. Knight of Swords. See, the Knight of Swords doesn't have a plan B. Ah, Ace of Wands. I said we'd see an ace down here. I said we'd see an ace down here. I thought it'd come here, but fair enough. I can't see anything helpful for you. I can't really see anything. It's all, yeah, I mean, it's all good underneath it, which is what it is. I just sometimes, you know, think if I find something bad underneath it, at least it's helpful. That's an odd reason to want to find bad things, isn't it? Must be some reason this is coming up. Anyway, I'm sure I'll find something. Knight of Swords, he has his eye on the prize, I want to say. He's very focused. He doesn't have a plan B. And sometimes that's the exact energy that you need to embody in life. But I suppose it's about discerning when it's an appropriate time to do that. But you've got the Fool. It just feels like a really positive Fool. And, you know, this eye on the prize, this narrow focus, that can be part of that. It's just all kind of lovely. It's a new beginning, another card of a new beginning with the Fool. It feels like finding your spark again. I keep saying that for the Ace of Wands, and it's come up in so many of this block of readings, but yeah, it's about finding your spark again, and being discerning. That is that discernment we spoke about already, because the Queen of Swords doesn't really fuck about when it comes to kind of saying it how it is, seeing it how it is, seeing the truth, saying the truth. But I see you achieving like quite a nice balance in all these areas we've discussed. It just looks lovely. So I'm going to leave it there, and let's just get underneath this Ten of Cups before we go. Page of Wands. There's something about this deck. I always get the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is mini Fool energy. He came out reversed. I'll show you him in upright. It just might be something in the card that speaks to you directly. It just speaks to a new beginning again. And it's just incoming energy. It's just confirmation of what we've already said. It's just beautiful. So I suppose one of the things people were asking about this Ten of Cups is like, is it? It feels like quite an individual energy, actually, in a bizarre way. That makes no sense in a way when I see what I see with the Ten of Cups, but I know what I mean. It just feels really open-hearted and kind of giving out what you just know is going to come back to you, even if you don't know how. It's just like this kind of expansive love, really. And it doesn't necessarily involve a romantic connection for me here, but for some of you, I wonder if you're wondering if that might be on the cards, so to speak. Oh, did you see what I did there? And for some of you, I know some of you are wondering if it's a past person. I know, so let's get underneath it and see. I mean, Eight of Swords, it has linked us back up to there. And that was when we were thinking about past people. And I have to say, I think being all up in your head about a past person is probably not going to give you your Ten of Cups. I think the Lovers sideways, yeah, but you're deliberating over it. feels like there's a lot of toing and froing in your head that could potentially get in the way of a Ten of Cups. Justice in reverse. Three of Pentacles. Two cards of not necessarily being able to see clearly. Two cards with blindfolds. Toing and froing in your mind. Over what? Probably over what was up here. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say stop thinking about it. I mean, that's just stupid. There's obviously stuff you need to process here. And just not thinking about it isn't going to cut it. So it's about finding another way to get out of this Eight of Swords energy, i.e. finding a way to process it so that you can either pursue a Ten of Cups with this person in the past in the correct way, which isn't fully in your control, obviously, because there's a whole other energy, or so that you can detach from it enough to find that Ten of Cups within yourself. So the question that we need to ask is, how do you process this shit and get out of an Eight of Swords energy? But it's, and if this is the energy of another person for you and you're not relating to it as your energy, I mean, the thing with the Eight of Swords is like, you sort of have to find your own way out of it. So I'd almost feel like a bit of a dick really for pulling cards on asking you how to process it in a way, but I know what I mean. I hope it's coming across as making any sort of sense. Especially if you recognise that somebody else is in this energy, this Eight of Swords energy, this can't see the wood for the trees, car getting in their own way. I have to say to you, I don't think there's much you can do to help them, because it's a thing of where you have to find your way out of it. But it is still a valuable, if it's you, the viewer, who's in that energy, it is still a valuable question to explore. How do you process it? I think, because you're actually here and you're watching. But my point was, you can't rescue someone else out of that energy, is what I'm trying to say, Sagittarius. Goodness me. Sometimes it takes me a while. It's not McDonald's tarot. Right, you know, I pulled the Eight of Swords again. I don't think there's anything else for me to say. Well, the Ten of Pentacles has come out, but like, you know, I pulled the Eight of Swords again. That's the third time. Normally when I get the same card again, it's like saying I don't need to say anything else. But then of course this sideways Ten of Pentacles has come out. But, you know, I'm just gonna see that alongside the Ten of Cups really, and because these are both the good tens, if you want to put it like that, you know. So finding that Ten of Cups with someone would be like love and harmony and all that beauty, and then the Ten of Pentacles would be the more practical aspect of having that sort of relationship in your life. So really it's just saying everything I've said about finding your Ten of Cups also relates to finding your Ten of Pentacles, and again that can be something you create for yourself sort of thing, although, you know, I'm not knocking finding it in a relationship because it's fucking beautiful, and I'm only saying that because I don't want you to be all like hyper independent, because it's all about balance, which is why the Justice card has come out. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking now. I really hope some of that has helped you in some way, made some sort of sense for you in some way. I've done my best, I think. I don't think there's... You've got all the tens out, haven't you? The swords, the wands, the pentacles and the cups. That is something. Gosh, I don't know. I just feel like this... And you've got the Ten of Cups twice. I just feel like this was quite... this reading was something, and I just hope you got the Ten of Cups out 3 times. What am I on about? That's kind of incredible. Anyway, I hope I've got across to you what I needed to. I've done my best. I hate it when something feels unsaid. But do you know what? I think you do too, and that's what's going on up here. There might be the possibility that something's been unsaid. So hopefully I've given you a bit to think about around such possibilities and issues. I really hope that's helped you, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for being here. I wish you well, and subscribe and all that nonsense if you feel like it, if you haven't already, alright? You know, for the algorithm. See you later, Sag. All the best.